And if we feel like we have value, then we get very engaged in what it is that we do. Value. And a person who feels like they have low value, like I'll just take value and put it down here, low value, then this person is not that active, meaning it takes a while to find motivation and it takes a while to get going and it takes a while to accomplish steps or tasks or interact with people. Very slow to take action is when we feel like our value is down. So, our value comes from our past, comes from what's happened to us and how we currently perceive ourselves. So I know this personally. If my personal value is down, if this is down the scale, man, I don't move around very fast. I don't jump on my tasks very quickly, and it takes me a long time to make decisions if my value, perceived value, or my evaluation of myself, my value is down. And so it's my job. It is my job to raise my value, to be able to move it up. And if I don't take on that opportunity, I guess I'll just call it opportunity. If I don't take on that opportunity to move my value and to get it up here, then I'm going to wait for somebody else to give me a compliment, or I'm going to be waiting for something good to happen to me. And if you wait around for something to boost your value, it could be too late. It could take too long before something comes along to make you feel good about yourself. So it's kind of a tricky thing, is because it's like, if you want it, you got to create it. And, we can find value in ourselves, what we're grateful for, what we appreciate. But value is a key factor in your performance. And if you promote what you do, if you follow through with your tasks, if you stick with your goal, especially when you're going to interact with people, this value piece plays a very big role. Because if you feel like you got low value, or no value, then what happens is it doesn't work. Because it's you don't work if you feel like junk. That if your value's in the bottom of the pits, you are not the best at making decisions. You're not the best with other people. You're not the best in, being able to show up and say, hey, I got something for you. So to me, I know that what I've got to do is I've got to keep this and move this to this place where it keeps me going. And sometimes it, I got to fight for it. I'd like it to be nice and easy, like, oh, wow, this is easy to keep my value up. But it's totally up to me. It's in my hands. I'm the one who decides where this is. Other people could trash on me, and trash me down, but I could still hold my value up even if somebody else is trashing on me. And that right there is the ticket. Because it's like, we have all these past experiences and we all got tough things that have happened to us being a kid, growing up. It's tough in this world. There's lots of crazy stuff that happens, but this appreciation, this gratitude for who you are and what you can do is huge. So if you ever find yourself not being able to take action, maybe it's a value thing that's going on. Because if, in my current day, the things that I am working on are, doing my best to be a steward of or manage it, if I got high value, I'll take good care of things. That makes sense, doesn't it? If I have high value or good value, then I take good care of the things that I have in my stewardship. If I have low value, then low value of self, then I don't take care of these other things. So this value, Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. This value indicator is huge. It's a huge piece. And if you ever, if you ever have those moments where you question yourself and you're like, oh, what's wrong with me? Stop for a second and go, wait a second. Where's my value at? My personal perceived value? No matter the past, no matter the present, no matter your future progress, like what's going on. But check in right here. And so what is value? Well, it's, do you matter? Or the questions I'd ask myself, do I matter? What am I doing to serve others? Can I serve others? So do I matter? Can I serve others? How do I serve others? Do I like myself? It's those kinds of questions. And I think the top one is, do I matter? The feeling of not being good enough, that's in all of us sooner or later, because we're very flawed human beings. Everything we do, we always make mistakes. And so we all feel like we're not good enough. It's not something special for some individual. We all feel that at some level, that we're not good enough, some more than others. But do I matter? Is there anything I do? And we could be doing the biggest things, but we could find ourselves minimizing what it is that we do. And generally, a person will minimize what they do and lower their value, and then they don't realize the consequences from low value is low time management, low love, low forgiveness, low interaction with people, low money experiences, choosing foods that are not good for you, and you don't really get up and go if you have low value. Those are the consequences. So we can either minimize what we do or maximize what we do. We could do a little thing and give a lot of gratitude to it. Or we could do a big thing and completely minimize it. It's like the power is in my hands where my value is. So here's the big secret. If I can raise my value, I can help another person raise their value. If I can raise my value, I can raise another person's value. So if I can see myself having value, then I can see somebody else having value. And guess what others struggle with? They struggle with low or very, very tiny value, but they want to be better with time management, love, forgiveness, working with people, managing money, making better food choices, and getting up and going. That's what they want. It's what I want. It's what you want. It's what other people want sooner or later or sometime in their life. But when their value is low, it feels hopeless. This is a gigantic piece of how cool life is. But we got to check in and know that this piece plays a role. It plays a role. And you being an influencer, check this out. You being an influencer, if your value is up, then you can help other people move their value up. If your value is down, then it's very difficult to get yourself to interact with people. So I'm going to uncover something right now. Ready for the uncovering? The uncovering is, if you're having struggle interacting with people, it is a value indicator that your value, your perception of value of self is low. That's the uncovering. If you have difficult times getting out there to interact with people, it tells you that your personal value measurement is low. Now, that doesn't, most people don't like that when I point that out. They're like, no, I just don't know what to say. You don't have to know what to say. If your value is high of self, you don't have to have everything in order of what you're going to say. You'll talk to people because you have high value. That means you care about self. It means you'll care about people naturally, and you'll just talk to them naturally and just want to help them. You don't care if it's perfect or not. When your value is low, you care about everything being perfect because that's all you got.